Hi there. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, everywhere you are. Thank you for being here. We are live on Zoom and Instagram. My name is Ana Simona Psăcaru. I'm from Romania and I'm a holistic therapist for 10 years. I don't know which camera to look at.
I know.
Yeah, we are here today because we are wanting to share with you our energy, our resources. I have 10 years since I'm helping myself and the people around me to walk their path and to find their light, their inner self, and to heal themselves. And I have about 8 months since I've discovered this magnificent instrument that has turned my life away in many, many ways. And because we don't have so much information outside, and I think and feel that people should know about this device, I've started a journey of treasure hunting to find to find experts, because I know there are many of them from so many fields that they are using this device for longer time than I have, and I want them to bring them on the screen and to share their knowledge and their experience with this device, because I believe and I feel that is for the greater good, for collective consciousness, and that is what helps us the most in these challenging times. And in these times of growing and expansioning and new roads, because many of us, we found ourselves heading new directions. And yeah, this is a lot of higher self path and being authentic and doing what we came here to do. So obviously I have some emotions, some nervousness, but it's okay. It's also our energy being here together. It's a lot of energy. Also collectively we have a lot of high energy we have to manage. So to get to the point, my special guest today, we were so we never know if we can do this in the end, because she is pregnant and she's about to have a beautiful baby. And I want to thank you, your beautiful baby, that she waited for us to have this meeting. Me and Robyn met last week. She has made for community, Healy community, she has made some beautiful materials, resources that we can learn from, and is very, very important. They are precious to us, and I want to thank you for doing this huge work and your huge contribution for Healy community and members. And because we were so excited to find each other, we couldn't wait until she was, giving birth to this beautiful baby. And we said, hey, let's schedule this meeting and we will see how we get along. We talked today, and because she's already in contractions and we are here, members to or witnessing this miracle of giving birth, we will breathe together if some contractions appear. And we will try to keep this meeting, I don't know, 45 minutes or whatever feels comfortable for you, Robyn. So thank you again for being here. Oh, thank you, Robyn, for accepting this invitation and for sharing this beautiful energy that you have. So welcome, and yeah, how are you?
Well, thank you. I'm doing well, hoping today is the day. I have been in and out of labor for about 2 weeks now, so it will be exciting if today actually becomes the day. I'm
Uh,
so excited to be here with you guys, and it looks like a lot of you might be Romanians, as your names are spelled really not American, which makes me really excited, as I know that Simona found me through some resources that I made quite a long time ago for a lack of resources for my own team. And it's just so magical to know that that resource made its way all the way to you guys in Romania and was the catalyst for her reaching out and connecting with me about our Healy communities, about being energy healers, about helping other people work through their own hurts, their own needs in life. And so I'm really excited to be here today and glad that I was able to make it.
Yeah, you know, there is a saying that tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. So yeah, I guess it's true because we share the same energy and we inspire ourselves or not regarding with who we are around. So I just love searching and finding the highest of them all from which I can get inspired and raise my own frequency and bring to my people the best of the best as energy, knowledge, resources, and all that. So, Robyn, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So I wear a lot of hats. I won't even begin to dive into all of the different modalities that I practice, that I do within session-based work. I also have created programs and courses to bring people through and immerse them in those different modalities, Healy being one of those modalities. And I stumbled upon the Healy, gosh, probably about 2.5-3 years ago. It first started coming into my awareness. I'm always looking for tools and modalities that help my family live at their highest frequency, also help my daughter on her healing journey. My daughter has been through an enormous medical journey. And on the other side of the intensity, the hardest chapter of that journey, we're now in the recovery mode and really trying to do what we can as a family to all recover from that journey. And when Healy first landed in my awareness as something that I truly considered bringing into our lives, it actually was for our first baby, which is a fur baby. His name was Marley, and he was at the end of his life, really suffering from the cancer that he had, and was really struggling with some of those just end of life symptoms. And also we're struggling as a family with it. We had Marley for a beautiful 14 years before he passed. And this device came in right at the end of that period and really not only supported us as a family, like to help keep our energy uplifted through this transition, but also really supported him physically and emotionally. We saw a big shift in how he was suffering at the end through being supported by this device. And that really got me interested in a deeper way as well, of just seeing how supportive the device could be, and really how powerful it was for like offsetting some of the energetic work that I had learned how to do through my daughter's journey for her, offset that onto something that could support the healers, the practitioners when they're in a state, you know, where things are hard in their own lives and it's hard for you to wield your tools. It's hard for you to draw on Reiki or do emotion code or any of the modalities that you might have, to be able to lean on this little frequency tool to support us through that chapter was really where this all got started for us.
Yeah, I was wondering now when you were talking, you are a person with a lot of knowledge and spiritual and an energetic and all kind of instruments that you gathered. And I was thinking about some people that say, hey, I don't need Healy for everyone here that doesn't yet know what Healy is this device that helps you scan your body and give you the frequencies that you need in order to rebalance your bioenergetical field, and also use the microcurrents to support your body in many, many ways. So I was wondering, yeah, but I guess you just said that how come you have so, because I'm in the same place, you know, how come you have so much knowledge and instruments and yet you chose Healy? You know, why to choose an instrument when you have yourself, your energy, your spirit, your knowledge? Because there are people saying, yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah, I think, sure, it's true. You don't need it. Need in the sense of like you need to breathe and eat food and drink water. But like I mentioned, I noticed as not only as a practitioner, helping people in all different areas of health, in nutrition and then with energetic healings, I notice that there comes a time when some of these tools that we can utilize, we're in certain parts of our life where things are heavy and it's hard to wield some of these tools. Like I mentioned, my daughter went through an enormous medical journey, and through that, our whole life shifted, and I became her full-time caregiver on top of running a practice and trying to help support others. And I really found that this tool helped support me in a way that was easier when I was in the depths of, moving through healing from that journey. We found the Healy on the other side of her medical journey when I was dealing with having to heal from the medical trauma, having to heal from PTSD, having to do a lot of the work for myself that I was used to helping pour into other people. And so I think for those people who are, on the fence, we don't need any of these tools that are out there. But they sure do make healing so much easier, and where you don't have to do as much work on your own with this little device that's able to sense what you uniquely need on this frequency basis and support you in really unique ways. And when I say unique, I mean like, it's able to connect in and know what you as the individual need, not generic programs. So in a sense, it's kind of like working with a little practitioner inside of that little box. That is able to help guide you to see places that you might be needing to heal from, that you might be needing support. And you'll hear me speaking a lot about this from like an energetic point of view, but as I'm sure many of you here know in the audience today, that there are so many physical benefits to utilizing Healy as well. It isn't just the energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual healing that you can be supported through, but also physically.
Yeah, so from practitioner view, a healer, spiritual being, a carrier for your family, would you say it was a easier way to care for your family since you got Healy?
I like to think of Healy as a holistic all-in-one tool. There are so many ways that the Healy can be used and has supported my family. And I'm continuously finding new ways for it to be supportive as well. So I think that, just like you have a toolkit in your home for your family, maybe you use some allopathic medications, maybe you use homeopathy, you use energy medicine. This is something that encompasses a lot of those different tools all in one. So for me, it became, really helpful in motherhood to guide me on even what tools to utilize. If I'm scanning my family and find that there's, I don't know, we're all having a stomach bug or something, I might be able to support us energetically from that space and also be guided to confirm, okay, like this might be a stomach bug, and here's what I would do with homeopathy. So I find it to be a really powerful tool in and of itself, but also to really help guide you in utilizing other tools that you might have.
Can you share with us your routine, maybe? How do you take care of your family's frequency? Maybe how did you do it before, Healy? Because you are a knower, you know how things work. I saw you have many crystals. We know that you have knowledge. So how did you do it before, and what is your practice and routine now?
Yeah. I think before Healy, I kind of went with intuitively what came up, whether I was utilizing crystals or Reiki. Reiki is a huge modality that we use in our family, especially through the depths of my daughter's journey. And really having Healy come in helped me to be a little bit more disciplined. Maybe that's not a fun word for people, but a little bit more structured with how I approached bringing these modalities in consistently to my family. So I do a practice in the mornings called sadhana. It's my spiritual practice time. And I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. And while that looks a little bit different in and out of different chapters of my life, like in pregnancy, I'm a little less rigid with myself in what I'm encompassing in that time. But it was important to me to involve my children and my family in that spiritual practice time. If they were awake with me, they joined me for all types of modalities that I add into that, whether it be Reiki or using mantras and mudras, moving my body, utilizing the Healy. And so it became like that really was like our healing hour to utilize. And then, you know, as a mom, we get busy throughout the day doing all the other things that we need to do. So it was really morning time in that spiritual practice, as well as before bed, that I really utilize the Healy to get into that routine, helping my family with what comes up with the Healy when you're scanning.
When you think about frequency and the frequency of your family and wanting to help them, what is the first thing that we should look for or know about, you know? What's the first thing that you maybe take care of?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think that at the heart of most families is a mother who absolutely needs to fill her cup first. I think moms ourselves to the sides a lot and are always pouring into our children, pouring into our husbands, our spouses, our businesses. So I would say first things first is for mom to pour into herself.
Yeah, I took care of it. I couldn't find who microphone was on, but now it's okay. So please, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I really think that that's been one of my biggest lessons in motherhood that I've learned over the last couple of years, is just how much better the whole family runs when mom's cup is filled. So I think if you're going to focus on anything, even at first, that has ripple effects to the rest of your family, it's taking care of the center of the family, the mom, and really taking that time to pour back into yourself, and then maybe taking steps to see how it could be supportive to the other members of your family.
So you start your day taking, because, you know, most of the time we don't have time, you know, and every mom is on the run, taking care of things. And most likely we don't start the day taking care of ourselves or making as priority to do something for us. Even, and this may look different for every mom, every woman. If you do a meditation or just have 5 minutes, even during a coffee, to set your intentions, to observe your breathing, and now I got some chills talking about this. It's about getting that awareness about your body, your emotions, that checking in. And this is, I believe, the smallest practice you can do for yourself. And then, you know, everyone can choose what else about from what he knows or she knows.
I think that, you know, it took me my whole life to get to the point where over the last couple of years, I've put myself first and started pouring into myself in my morning practice. I'm also that type of person. When I've made that commitment to myself, what I get done within that time seems really big to other people. But it really started with just taking that intentionality of, okay, while I'm doing the dishes, drinking my coffee in the morning, and the kids are playing, I'm going to put on a Healy program and just run it while I do the dishes. One of my favorite programs to utilize at first as a mom was the energy program in the Gold Cycle. And that really felt like a boost to my morning. And that's where I started. I really even didn't have an enormous intentionality with it, except I'm going to try to remember to put this thing on every morning and gift myself this program. And it just baby steps from there. If you all have Healys, especially if you have access to the Blue app, then you know that there's an enormous amount of other ways to utilize the Healy that at first, you know, took me baby steps to even get to the space where I really started exploring the aura analysis to see, you know, how do things look with my chakra system before I do my meditative practice? How do they look after? Or the coaching analysis, which, you know, was next level when that first came out with Healy, of really helping to collapse timelines when you're working on inner stuff, outer stuff, family connections. So I forget what the question was, but I think even just starting with utilizing, what's up, baby?
Hello.
Starting with utilizing one program a day or a couple of times a week is really powerful.
Yeah, I found that I discovered using Healy that using it, you know, someone called me today and asked me, what do I do that I have so great results, or, you know, watching my activity on, you know, my professional or things like that. And I was saying, just I'm using Healy day by day. And someone else asked me, do you always walk with it around you or things like that? And I said, why not? You know, every day I take care of myself, of my energy, my body, and I make sure I'm offering myself everything that I need every step of the way, because this is the best way I can take care of myself, then my family, then my world that I feel like taking care of. So yeah, I have it all the time with me, one for myself and then for anyone that I meet. And the other day I was at the playground and some kid, you know, colleague of my son, he hurted himself, and with his tongue he was jumping on those mats, and he just bite his tongue, and it was really bad, and he was like crying and being scared. And I was having Healy in my pocket but not utilizing. I was about to, and I just took my phone. I asked the mom if I can give him a scan and then a therapy session, and she said yes. And it's amazing how practical and easy it is to help someone wherever you are, just by pressing a button and then deliver those frequency that he was needed at that time. So it is also an emergency tool whenever you need. And this is for me. And I have some more other this kind of experiences when it just popped out, and it was great that I was having it with me, not just for myself, but whatever situation. So it is part of my day by day, you know, it becomes a lifestyle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So regarding families and your family and the energy of entire family, how did it change since you have found Healy and work with it?
Gosh, there's been a lot that has changed in that time. I think that it's just been such a powerful tool to have in my toolkit that I pull out and feel really confident about using with my family. And like I said, it's been an intricate part of pouring into me as a mother as well, that I didn't have these beautiful self-care practices put in place at all before the Healy. And while the Healy wasn't the only thing that was the catalyst to me understanding and then implementing how vastly important it is to pour into yourself first, the Healy has made it so that it's easier for me to sustain that for all of these years, especially on the days where, gosh, in the depths of motherhood, maybe you're up all night with your kids, you're nursing, you're being pulled at all ends. Maybe you're also running a business or going to work. And so some of this stuff that you could do for self-care might take a long time. It might take you an hour to do yoga and add on 30 minutes to drive there and back, or you need a sitter to do that. And I have found that utilizing this tool, whether I'm just laying in bed and I'm not able to like get up and do a whole practice, or I'm spending 2 hours in the depths of my spiritual practice, it has really made a huge difference in who I am and how I show up for myself. Again, because the tool is just so easy to utilize. It's not like you have to have a certification or a degree in it to understand how it works on every level to get the benefits from it. You just get to receive. And I think that that's something that's really beautiful about this device versus other modalities that I have to wield to receive. This I get to kind of just sit back and be gifted the frequencies to balance me and my family for the day. And the
I
more
remember, yeah, sorry, you remembered me one of the times when I was using Healy for myself. I was in bed and I was doing my routine, and I put the bracelets on with the doing microcurrents, and I had this huge feeling of inner love, self-love, just because I was giving it to myself, those frequency. I remember I was stunned. I don't know if I have felt this before, this huge love for myself, just because I was giving myself those frequencies. And this is what I'm trying to tell the people, this is the device for self-care. And like you said, I also have resources. Practice Bowen therapy, essential oils, theta healing, and homeopathy. And I found in this device all in one. I discovered that since I have it, I didn't need anything else to be good or to help me and my family. This has answered every need that I had so far in these 8 months. And this is why I believe it's amazing. And this is something that everyone should hear about and then consider having it. And I want to ask you, because many people, at least those that I found, they are concerned or maybe think that this is not for everyone, that you must, I don't know, have some knowledge to use it or to have it, or, maybe you've found people that may think this is not for me, this is only for some kind of special ones or therapists, or I don't know, some level up.
Yeah. I think that that's something that a lot of people consider when looking at the Healy. It is kind of like this newer technology that's not new at all, but seems new in this package. And a lot of times when I'm explaining to people when they're nervous about not completely understanding the Healy, I remind them that most of us don't know how an engine works for your car to start, for that to be driving. Most of us have no idea how an airplane flies through the air and can be lifted while it's so heavy. There's a lot of technology. Like, I don't even know how the phone or the computer are working to like capture our picture. Like, I couldn't explain the science behind that, but I still, and most of us still utilize these amazing tools that we have in this day and age to make life easier. And so to be reminded that if you want to know everything about Healy, you absolutely can. Healy has a really amazing Healy Academy that you can go through that teaches you the science. You also can be connected with people like me who get really lit up about the science of how this kind of technology, how frequency medicine and therapy work, and connect with other people to have conversations to understand the device on a deeper level, should that be something that is important to you to utilize it. But it's really as simple as you using your cell phone to send over a program to the Healy, and then just receive. You don't need to be an energy practitioner of any kind to be able to utilize this tool. That's really been put in this tiny little package for us that is based off of a much bigger tool that practitioners use in office. And Healy as a company worked to kind of bring that big tool down into this little portable thing that anybody can utilize. There are, of course, some contraindications of utilizing the Healy in contact mode, that I won't go into detail of all the things, but like if you have a pacemaker, it's not safe for you to use in contact mode. But I think you have a coil on yours.
Yeah.
Healy says the coil is safe for everyone to utilize. That basically makes the Healy cord free and utilizes a little bit of a different medium, that it's sending the frequencies to you instead of directly into your body with microcurrents. It's sending kind of out into the ether in a space that's called with scalar waves. And so it makes it so that people who even have some of these contraindications can be utilizing the device.
Yeah, speaking of that, people need to know what do they receive when, or that they get help when they choose to get a Healy. And maybe you want to talk about what you do as consultant or guide for someone who is new in Healy, and about the community, because you also have a huge community, as we also have here in Romania. And again, there's not something that people know or consider existing. That, so how is...
That's very true. Healy is a large community in and of itself that has smaller communities underneath it. And depending on who you're purchasing your Healy underneath, you get access to different communities. Some communities are not very active, some are more active, some focus more on understanding the device, the science behind it, how to utilize it. Some communities focus on the aspect of sharing this device with other people and bringing in financial freedom from that. And so when you're choosing who you're going to purchase your Healy from, keep that in mind, as you will also receive another community and resources to go along with whatever path you feel called to take with Healy. And this is a space that I've felt really passionate about over the last two and a half years. Is I love creating resources. I love learning about things, mastering them, and then teaching others. And so in my community, I love to do that. Whenever I figure something out with the Healy, or even outside of the Healy, that I can tie into being our best selves within our Healy community, I love to do trainings on that and make resources, which is again how you found me, and one of the resources that I originally made for our team, or our community. And so keep that in mind, that you not only have the company that has now this amazing Healy Academy that didn't really exist when I started. So there really wasn't like much out there to get your hands on. Now they have this enormous Healy Academy. There are communities that have built their own version of Healy Academy and really done their own trainings and resources to really support you. And then the person that you purchase from becomes somewhat of a mentor to you in this space for you to lean on, to ask questions, to guide you, so that you get the full benefit of having your Healy or the Mag Healy, which is another one of our awesome products that Healy has. And this way you don't feel alone. You don't feel like you've just made this investment in this device and then have to like figure it out by just reading an instruction pamphlet or something.
Yeah, and you brought me to important point for myself, because I use, or used to use, now it's less and less, essential oils, therapeutic ones, and it's also network marketing, like here we have in Healy. And this point that you said, hey, look for the person that you purchase Healy from, because it's important. He's about to become your guide and your mentor in it. And yes, we are different. Some of them are more business oriented, some of them are more spiritual, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just choose whatever fits best for you, because it's a journey, and it's a close journey, or should be a close journey. You should be able to feel free and open to talk with the person that you want to purchase your Healy from. Should be able to call or message anytime you need, especially until you get comfortable using it and you just fly alone, or you are easy on this device. And yeah, I'm happy that you mentioned this. It's very important for me as well, and I used to talk with people for this reason as well. And yes, here in Romania, we also grow this community, spiritually based, and we gathered very heart-based people and quality ones, and we are happy to have found each other through this amazing device. And there are persons that I would have not known if it wasn't for this device. And this is the beauty of network marketing, because it really gets people together. We have this one thing in common, and then we get to share our resources and knowledge and get to grow bigger together. And I want to ask you, because again, we lack the knowledge or the information, and I want people to know this side of the story. And I was thinking about network marketing. Healy, it's a product that could have not be sold otherwise than through a network marketing, because you need someone to explain it to you and to guide you through every step of the way. Even though we have resources in the academy, there's still some questions that come up in some time. So let's put on the table this side. We don't like it. We don't like it. The spiritual ones. We have some troubles talking about the business side of it. But I believe it's good. It's great for people to know that you can also grow from this in a financial way. So can you tell about something about this?
Yeah, I think like you mentioned, for a lot of us who are working within the healing realms, selling anything, even our own programs and services, can feel uncomfortable. I think if you're passionate about the product, whether that be with this network marketing company or another, there's so much beauty in sharing that product with other people. I've heard a lot in these same conversations about how, you'll go to an amazing restaurant and share with your friends, like, oh, you've got to try this restaurant that I went to, is amazing. And there's no reward that you get back for that, except knowing that you're friends and family are going to have an amazing meal. And so for me, being able to wrap my mind around the aspect that I'm here sharing this device that I really stand behind, that really supports me and my family, knowing that sharing this amazing little holistic tool with other people, particularly love to share this with other mothers, that not only am I sharing a tool that can support them in their motherhood, that can take some pressure off of the intensities of the decisions that we make in motherhood, and some of the aspects of caring for ourselves, but that there's also an opportunity, if you are interested in it, and it's not forced on you, you absolutely don't have to, you can just purchase a Healy and go about your way. But if you would like to have some extra financial freedom, another flow of income for your family by sharing something that you are also passionate about, for my family has been life-changing. I never thought that I would work with network marketing, or that I would really even be somebody who I'd consider it being in sales. But being in this space has taught me so much. I've grown so much as an individual through sharing the Healy, through selling the Healy, through building my community, that has flown over into my own personal business, into my own healing practice, that has helped me be more confident in showing up, teaching, doing these lives. It's been taken enormous pressure off of our family, especially in our family, and the unique dynamic that we have, where I am the full-time caregiver for my daughter. I've got another one who is literally almost on the way. And so, like, working outside of the house is just not an option for me, and not one that I even want to consider, because I want to be with my children. So being able to find something that opened up an avenue for me to support other people, to continue helping people on their healing journeys, while also having this stream of income open up for my family, has been truly life-changing. So I think when we just unravel ourselves from the fact that we've all heard stories about network marketing or sales in general, and realize that kind of everything is sales. Everything that we share with other people, whether you're making money off of sharing it or not, is in this realm of sales. And when you're coming from a place of integrity, standing behind the product that you're sharing because you're passionate about it, it's helping you, I think then the business aspect of it is just really simple to say yes to, and see where it goes for you.
Yeah, I'm not, until now, I wasn't at all a business person. And since Healy, it's like I got forced into it. This is how I felt it. Nobody forced me, but it was too important as instrument not to go outside and talk about it. And this meant that I had to learn about the business side too. Since you have to do it, you have to learn how to do it in a better way to to have the best results. Since I'm feeling to share with as many as possible, I have to learn how to do it. And yeah, like you said, has grown me in so many ways, and it has put me to break my own limitations and thoughts and patterns, and sometimes was really, really hard to go over them. But it's worthing. I practice self journey and healing since 10 years, and it's like I've never grown so much since I'm working with Healy and doing this job full time, as it occupies my entire life and field. And this is everything I feel to do now, even though everything I did before was great tools and with great results. It's like everything has wiped away, and this is all I have left. And sometimes it's hard because it's a new journey and I have to face my own challenges into it, but it's totally worth it. And now, because you mentioned Healy, this is the one here. I want you to tell us a bit about how do you utilize it and how it has helped you raising your family frequency.
Yeah, absolutely. The Mag Healy has its own different categories of ways that you can utilize it. There's a section of it called atmosphere programs that put out frequency just into your home that continuously go. That is probably the biggest way as a family that we utilize.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the sleep program while everybody's getting ready for bed, or there's children playing, I think is what one of the programs is called, that just fill your home with beautiful harmonic frequencies that you and your family will definitely feel that difference. It's kind of like, you know, when you walk into a spa and they have intricately played certain music and have essential oils going and the lights are dim and everything there feels really great and calm. This is a way to make your home feel, it doesn't have to feel like a spa if you don't want it to, but to feel really welcoming and relaxing. But I think the most powerful way that the Healy has supported me, myself, and then at a larger degree, my family, was when I went through an early birth. I had a miscarriage last year and found that so many of the programs on the Mag Healy were beyond supportive through that journey. Not only for the atmosphere programs, but there are water programs that help inform water with frequency. So I spent a lot of time in the bath while I was moving through that process and adding in heart opening frequencies, as well as I think there's one that's like uncomfortable sensations.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was super powerful for me to have. So I would inform a glass of water and put it into the bathtub. And there are also a section of McMacken programs, which is really what got me to purchase my own Healy, because the McMacken programs are a whole different ballpark. They the type of frequency that they send out is like next level and has really been researched in the scientific world, this frequency specific microcurrent. And there are programs in there that were really supportive to the physical healing of my body through that journey, and really helped me to get back on my feet, both mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. That I was actually blown away at how much the Mag Healy and those different categories were able to support me through the miscarriage.
I've looked a bit on your site. You know, for everyone, she has an amazing website with so many things there and recipes, and I intend to do those. And so many, yeah, options you can get from Robyn. And I was wondering how, and you also have the kids, you know, and the business, and you do a lot with your business and Healy community and creating resources, materials and stuff. How do you do them all? Please teach me.
Well, this leads us to human design, which is another modality that I practice. I don't know if I would have had an answer for you a couple years ago before discovering human design. But I say that if you know human design at all, I'm a generator, and I have a bunch of different channels that give me lots of energy to do things, especially things that light me up. So thank you for noticing all that I do and that I accomplish. I think I just follow what lights me up. And there are some times where that is more on the side of Reiki, and I really want to flow my energy into teaching some live Reiki classes and doing Reiki sessions. And then there's times where that energy is really lit up by human design sessions and helping people understand the being that they are and how they can best utilize their energy and their gifts or their challenges to show up in whatever area of life they might be struggling in. So I just really try to do what lights me up and follow that. And that seems to give me endless energy when I'm doing what lights me up.
I would love a session of human design with you. So you just give birth to this beautiful baby, and whenever you are ready, I'm at your door
Awesome. I love
working
it.
with you. Can you name, not to misspell myself, name your website, please, and how people can reach you?
It's empathicmamahood.com, and I will put it in the chat.
Yeah, and maybe I will write it here on the Instagram.
Yes, and at Instagram, I'm empathic_mamahood.
So you write it, okay.
Yeah.
We have already 50 minutes. I don't want to keep you any longer because you have some stuff to do. But before we go, what's your best advice or insight you could give to someone from anyone who listens now or further, to improve themselves and his family's energy frequency, whatever comes up to your mind?
Yeah. I think my biggest piece of advice I know I've shared already is to pour into yourself first. I really think that's so important. And I used to be somebody that fought that like crazy. Like, I don't have time. I gotta take care of this and take care of this and do this for my kids or for my husband, and always had an excuse to not pour into myself. And everything about my life, the way I interacted with people, the way my motherhood flowed, everything shifted when I poured into myself first. And even if that's just 5 minutes of true self-care, not just taking a shower as a mom or going to the grocery store without your kids. I mean, really just starting little. And that could be with the Healy, because you've got no other modalities, or you have no time and you just want to, strap the Healy on or clip it to you with the coil and go about your morning. Starting with some small practice truly is what's going to shift like a ripple effect in your life, whether you're a mother or you're talking about extended family. I think really focusing inward first is going to give you the biggest results in your family. And I guarantee that they'll feel this enormous shift in you when you start pouring into yourself, that, just like I said, has this beautiful ripple effect for the whole family to be healthier and happier. Before you start diving into all these different modalities that you can add in with your family, or learning this, that, and just pouring into yourself will make the biggest difference.
Yeah, exactly. Because we share the same space, the same energy, and we just um, influence each other. So as much as your field is doing harmonizing and doing great, you would give this to your people, to your persons. But I got to laugh about going to shopping without your kids. We sometimes have this feeling of staying as much together and not offering ourselves, especially mothers with younger children or maybe newborns. As therapist, I meet this kind of situation when I talk to the mother and say, hey, it's very important for you to give your some free time for yourself, even though it is a bath, a walking, going out with a friend for a coffee. And they don't feel like doing this at all, because all they feel to do is to be with the baby, with the newborn. And it's understandable, but it's not very helpful.
Yeah. Now, I totally understand that. That's part of why I built my spiritual practice with my family involved in it, because when I first started that, I had a little one under one and a caregiver for another. And so it wasn't feasible for me to just have all this time away, especially as a nursing mom. So as soon as my little one got up and he was ready, I couldn't, I either had to stop my own practice and pouring into myself, or allow flexibility within my motherhood for them to be a part of it. And I think it's really beautiful to show your children, you caring for yourself and them getting to be a part of it. It's like, you know, influencing what they see as normality of taking care of yourself in their lives, instead of it being so rigid that it has to necessarily always be away from your children. You can still pour into your cup while nursing your baby, while watching your babies play in the backyard. And let's say, you know, you're doing a little bit of yoga. So for those moms who are in that chapter where it feels impossible, or you don't want to at all be away from your children, you don't have to be to pour into yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to explain them, you can be with yourself even when you do your dishes, you know. You can have a conscious breathing, you can ventilate, and by intention just choose to whatever it's not helpful, it's not yours, to be evacuated and cleared from your space is just one small moment that is very, very important. What else do I wanted to say other than we are going to see Robyn again whenever she is ready, after she will have this amazing baby, to talk about how this device can be helpful in postpartum period, because we all know they can be a lot of challenges during this time postpartum, and she will share with us then how Healy can help during this time. Robyn, I saw some questions. Do you want to answer them, or maybe in another episode?
Yeah, I think that I answered them in the chat, all the questions that were there.
Okay.
But I didn't see, I don't know, baby. I didn't see if there were any on Instagram, but my little one Atlas is telling me it's time to be done.
Okay, so
So we'll wrap it up here, but if you notice any of the questions, feel free to send them over to me. I'm happy to answer them. And we can put them in like the caption of the live or something.
Okay, thank you so much for
You're
accepting my
welcome.
invitation. Thank you for being here with us and creating everything that you are creating, and all the resources and all the services that you are offering, and your amazing energy. I'm so, so happy to have found you, and I cannot wait to see each other again. Have a best and easiest labor, and
Yeah.
may you all be blessed, and see you all in the next time.
Thank you, Simona. Thank you, everybody who joined us today. And I look forward to talking with you guys again on the other side of birth.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.